when Kamala Harris lost. Us black people told y'all we was going to the sideline.
I told y'all we're getting silence in the US and we're going to continue to get silence because the new TikTok is ran by the people that are silent.
Black people, I can't get through my For You page 3 scrolls without seeing a video about the people over in LA protesting. And if it's not a video about them protesting, it's all
slavery to colony to exploitation. Now we are talking about a system where wealth, especially in America, was built on black bodies. Yeah, since these things were built on black bodies, now what do we mean they were built by black bodies? These were built from cotton, sugar, tobacco, rice, things like that. This was not only just a business. It was not just only a business. This was identity for black people. And identity shaped around controlling, owning, and even watching the black people.
The day after the election, when Kamala Harris lost, us black people told y'all we was going to the sideline, that we was sick of all this bullshit, that we was just gonna focus on us, black people, our community, and our businesses. We told y'all that the day after she lost. Once we saw them exit polls and saw who turned their back on who and who didn't vote for who, we knew we was out the game. So why y'all surprised? Why I'm keep saying all this, where's Kamala? Where's the black people at? And all this nonsense. We fought so hard during the election time to get Kamala Harris elected. It took so much out of us. Do you know how I felt the day after she lost? It's like everything was ripped out of me. Everything. I was sad. I was hurt. I was depressed. All these hours I put on this social media trying to convince black people and Latinos that Trump was bad for them and what Kamala Harris was going to do for them, and they still voted for Trump. That took a whole lot out of me. So I know it wasn't just me. I know it was a lot of us. And we said we gonna sit on the sidelines and just watch what happened. So why are y'all...
Now, there is something contradiction about this story. While trying to dehumanize black people, there has always been an obsession. The music, the style, the language, the culture, about these black people. The jazz, the rock, the hip hop, such songs, about these black people, created by black voices, then repackaged and sold back to the world. You can imagine that. So the question is, why can't they just leave black people alone? Yeah, why the white people can't just leave the black people alone, even though they are living in their country? Because the system was built on two things: exploitation and the envy. These things were built on the exploitation and the envy. You can't separate from what you depend on, and you can't ignore what you are secretly admire. Yeah, you can't separate from what you depend on, and also you cannot ignore what you really depend on.
Black people, I can't get through my For You page 3 scrolls without seeing a video about the people over in LA protesting. And if it's not a video about them protesting, it's all these different schools of thought on the protests. Or videos about the relationship that's kind of, I don't want to say fractured, but a little strained between black people and I'll say brown people. And I wasn't going to say nothing because that's like a political conversation, political adjacent conversation, socio-political thing. But I'll tell you this, bro. I'll be 32 this year. I've been living in Florida off and on since 2008, and I've lived in Texas. I've lived around every kind of Hispanic you could think of. Black people, we need to get out of the habit of trying to tell other groups of people who come to this country and want to align themselves with whiteness or be in proximity to whiteness what's going to happen to them. Because the enemy is white supremacy. It does harm to everybody, white people included. But the problem is that people come here and they want to perpetuate it thinking that they can trade and buy into it, not realizing that white supremacy is exclusive. It's not inclusive. You will never be them. Doesn't matter what kind of minority you are. Doesn't matter how you try to breed your way into it. It don't matter how much money you make. You will never be them. Because to them, especially the ones who make the laws and make the money, that's all that matters. And that's not to say you got to turn around and be aligned with us. But you got to align yourself against them on every level. Not just the optics, but the ideas too. And expecting other people to come to bat for you when it's time for you to fight is crazy, especially when we see you and we see how you are. We see what you do. We see what you say. Because black folk, really, we very empathetic and sympathetic towards everybody because we don't want to see nobody go through the same shit that we done been through, bro. But everybody at every turn, every time are apathetic towards us. And we tired. So I'm saying, black people, don't tell nobody shit. Let them figure it out. Let them fight. And pray they win. Because ultimately, a win against white supremacy is still a win, no matter who won.
Black voices are going quiet. Yeah, the black people are really quiet. They don't talk. They don't defend themselves. They are not even bothered about the white people. And a lot of people have been worried about this. No constant protesting from the black people. No endless explaining from the black people. And no emotional labor on demand from the black people towards the white people. You can imagine that. They have just decided to go silent. And that silence is making people uncomfortable, like the white people now. Because for decades, black Americans were expected to be the warning system for the white people. The protest engine for the white people. You can imagine that. All these, the white people depended on the black people. When something was wrong or when something went wrong, the black people are the first people to be seen demonstrating in the streets. People looked at the black people and black voices to explain and fight and fix. But nowadays, the black people are not there.
So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm going to tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new. It's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics. It was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place, close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they tried to destroy. It's It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
With itself, the white people are just there alone with themselves. And now, without the voice of the black people, America is left alone. No roadmap from the black people, no translator, I guess, from the black people, no emotional buffer from the black people, and it does not like what it sees, or the white people does not like what they are seeing from the white people, So this is raising cost, political chaos, social division. They are not new problems. They are just being felt by everyone. So when you ask why the silence, so the white people, when they ask about why the silence, who will understand this? It is not apathy, it is not the surrender, but they want them, they shunned them, they carried the long enough. They carried this for long. And now, who chose peace? And sometimes the most powerful voice in the room is the one that chooses not to speak. Thank you for watching this episode. Share your comments, like, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, my family, so that we can support each other and grow together.